Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Garcia with the South Texas Select Showcase, and I'm here today to introduce ourselves and talk about the 2014 South Texas high school football season. Uh, some of you may know who we are, some of you may not. We're an organization based out of South Texas that highlights the student athletes, particularly football players, from the 956, 361, and 830 area codes. We've been fortunate enough to go to football games, contact coaches, and really love what we do. This fall, we intend on attending games every week. Starting next week with week two. Week one, we're going to be unable to do it, but a couple of the highlight games for week one are the Sherryland Rattlers and the McAllen Memorial Mustangs, and also the Mercedes Tigers against the Calallen Wildcats. Those are two of the top games in South Texas, two of the ones that we'll be watching. Uh, Calallen, as we know, is a perennial state power, one of the best in Region 4. Mercedes is one of the top teams in the Rio Grande Valley in what is now 5A, which used to be 4A. The McAllen Memorial Mustangs are led by running back Trevor Spates, who is committed to Arizona, and the Sherryland Rattlers stayed 5A after splitting into two high schools, which they have the Sherryland Rattlers and Sherryland Pioneer Diamondbacks. Our intent this year is to highlight individual players, certain games that are going on, and be able to attend them, talk to the kids, talk to the parents, educate them on the different processes such as recruiting, college application, and just give kids an opportunity to excel and further their education into college and potentially continue to play college football. Some of the top teams in South Texas, when you look at the 2A level, of course, you have defending state finalist Fall City, defending state finalist Shiner, and Refugio, who stayed 2A after turning in 187 on the day that all the enrollment had to be turned in. When you jump up to 3A, some of the schools look for Goliad to be a surprise this year with quarterback Nate Kowalik, I believe that's how you say his last name, who moved from Hallettsville, as well as Kiki Hill, who has now moved from Ranzas Pass and will play wide receiver. Other players of note are Erwin Franklin, Justin Thomas, Ty Ross, and they were a playoff team last year, the fourth seed in their district, and upset the number one seed in the playoffs from the South District in the Rio Grande Valley. Moving up to 4A, you look at Sinton, led by quarterback Tyler Hansen, who advanced to the state semifinals before they were defeated. Teams like Lavernia, Gonzales, Pleasanton, Port Isabel, Orange Grove. Look for some different district matchups with Port Isabel and Orange Grove now in the same district. They actually met in the playoffs last year. When you move up to the 5A division, of course, you have teams like Calallen, as stated before, Mercedes, Sherryland, Edinburgh Vela, Mission Vets. Ed Calchelsa is a perennial power down in the Rio Grande Valley as well. When you get up to 6A, the Harlingen Cardinals have been a mainstay in the Rio Grande Valley and South Texas for years. The Laredo schools, such as Alexander and Laredo United, and then, of course, you get up to the San Antonio districts, in Region 4, where you look at Cibolo Steel last year with San Antonio Johnson, and, Converse Judson has always been a power as well. These are some of the schools that we are going to cover throughout the year, and we're looking forward to seeing the fans out there, seeing the coaches, meeting the players. We put on Twitter earlier and on Facebook. What are some of the games that we need to attend this year? As I said, from weeks 2 through 11, we intend on going to games each and every week. But where do we need to go? Is there a historical rivalry? Is there a county rivalry? Is a battle for some type of a cup? Anything like that where we need to be looking just to go see and get a feel for what it is in the small towns. It may not be the perennial schools, the big schools that you always hear the names. Had someone to talk about the Battle of Willacy County. That may be something we need to go see. You look at George West and Three Rivers when they play each other. The two Victoria schools, East and West, that play against each other. Cal Allen Flower Bluff looks to be a tough game this year. Where do we need to go? who do we need to see, who do we need to look at. We've done a lot of research. We looked at a lot of players, a lot of schools, but we want to get the fans involved, and so they can help make the decision as to where we go and who we talk to. Uh, Again, if you go to our website, which is www.sotexshowcase.org, you'll see interviews that we did recently with Mission Sherrylands. I'm sorry, with Sherrylands defensive back Sean Landez, McAllen Memorial's offensive lineman Edward Pequeño. We have Edinburgh Vela kicker Rafael Perez that we have an interview with as well. We have a couple more lined up, and we have a few that are on there that haven't been made public yet, but we intend on getting to some more this next week. We actually solicited kids to say, hey, would you like to be interviewed? Shoot us an email. Let us know why you want to be interviewed, what we should be interviewing you for. Wanted to know what sports they played, what grades they played, or sorry, what grades they were in, and different things like that. Uh, this is something that we intend on doing weekly, uh, going as a recap and a preview for different games. And if there's any questions that you guys would like answered, shoot us an email. It's sotexshowcase@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter, find us on Facebook. It's the same thing, Sotex Showcase. We welcome any and all uh, comments, responses, whether it's positive, negative, criticism. We do not we're not going to sit here and let people be derogatory towards each other, no matter how bad the rivalry is, anything like that. That's one thing that that's unacceptable on our part. But we do want to hear fans' opinions on the game. What they liked about the game, what they disliked, if their team won. Again, no disrespect to anybody else, no disrespect to any other teams, but let's have fun with it. We are going to set this up to where we can have interaction uh, with the fans, with the players. We're going to have interviews live on the air. Hopefully, we can get a few coaches that on here as well. I had a coach the other day that actually sent in an interview, Coach Wade Miller out of Woodsboro. That one will be up on the website probably by Thursday. And he talks about looking forward to the season, the things that have motivated his team, and that's the same thing that the players have done as well. Um, some of the other things we like to do is, thank our sponsors, such as Bigger, Faster, Stronger Nutrition out of San Antonio, Texas. We've got Version 2 Media out of the Rio Grande Valley. Joe Frank videotapes, does highlights, everything like that. Does a top-notch job. The Athlete Stop out of Katy, Texas, rehabilitation. Uh, for athletes, for people, anything that you have wrong, whether it be a bad back, your muscles, your legs, anything like that bothering you, get a hold of them. Excuse me, Ross Welding out of Goliad, Texas, Mr. TJ Ross, another one of our sponsors. And we have others that we'll be going over, throughout this year. And, we thank them for, helping us with this, being able to launch our website, being able to, help these kids and point them in the right direction. Kids such as, Jock Giat, who is at East Texas Baptist now. Teammate Esteban Montalongo is at TOU. JB Brown out of Refugio is at TOU. Jim LaFond out of Refugio is at Hardin Simmons. RC Sanchez out of Harlingen is up at Howard Payne. You've got David Anzaldua and Tristan Crossland, both at UTSA. Devin Jensen and Bobby Lamone, both at Incarnate Word, and there's numerous others as well. We will get to everyone. We're going to highlight, and we intend on having some of those kids on also to talk about their experience as going into their freshman year, what these high school kids need to know, point some things out, what they need to be prepared for as far as school, as far as the athletic strain, what's expected of you on the field, in the weight room, and in the classroom. So, this is just, this is our first show, and we're probably going to have another one on Thursday to get more in depth to a couple of the different games that we're going to highlight for this week. And, like I said, shoot us an email, find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter. If there's any questions you have, feel free to ask. We're going to answer as many as we can on air, and look for us to have some guests in the future. And thank you for your time. If there's anything you need, please get a hold of us.